Hello LAM family, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel and welcome. So I really do appreciate you, and I do not take this for granted. I love doing this and I'm having so much fun. So I'm happy that are joining me on this journey. So please continue to support my channel. Thank you for watching my videos. And if you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Join the family. Subscribe now. Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, so you don't miss out on anything that I post on this channel, okay? Thank you again. I really do appreciate you. So today in this video, I just want to talk about how to be successful in nursing school. I've been there, I've done it. It's very hard, stressful, but there are things that you can do that will help you make it through. A lot of us have done it and you can do it. Don't let anybody tell you any different, okay? You can do it. If you just follow some of these tips and make the sacrifices that you have to make, you will definitely make it through. All right, so tip number one is be organized. I cannot emphasize on this enough. All right, being organized will just help you to get everything. It's like a puzzle, and this is like, help you put all those pieces together. So when I say being organized, what does this mean? Like, all right, people will say, well, I'm organized, I put myself together. All right, so what you want to do is make sure that you have all of your classes, everything that you have to do for that class in one place. So if you have a paper due for that class, you have assignments, you have whatever you need to do, it's in one area. So this is what I mean. So when you have to, let's say, when you come to class, everything that has to do with that class, you have it in one place. And you do this for, the rest of your classes. So how I did this was I got something like this. This is the small one that I got because they didn't have the bigger one when I went to the store. But you can get the bigger one and this will help you a lot. So this has like little compartments, and then you can put, like, for one class you can put all your papers here, everything that's your assignment, and then you do the same for everything. The good thing about this folder or something is it comes with stickers to label your stuff. So it has these little tabs right here, if you can see them. Yes, these little tabs. So you just write, if it's, a class or topic or whatever, you just write it on this little sticker and put it right here. That way when you open it, you just know exactly where to go to get up your stuff, okay? So this is really helpful. It doesn't make your bag look bulky or heavy, and you can just put your stuff in there, put it in your bag, carry on whatever you have for school, and you always have that with you. So also what you can do, I know we have so many test books, we have a lot of reading to get done. Another thing that you can do, just for reference sake, you can always use these flags. So I know you've probably used it in school before, or whether it's high school or college or whatever. I know a lot of people love using these highlighters and things like that. So you can also write a little note on these stickers, whether it's a topic, a chapter number or whatever, and then you put them in your test book as you read. It's good to use bookmarks, but sometimes you can only have but so many. So these are just easier to carry around and very easy to go back and in your test book when you need to, especially if you have, let's say you have a test coming up, you already read that chapter and you just go back to review something quick. It's just easier to just get to. Okay, so that's another thing that you can do. The other thing that you can also do is to make sure that you have either a planner And some people do this. I didn't do that because it was just one extra. I wasn't the most, organized person, okay? But once I got to nursing school, I had to find a way to do this to help me out. And once I did, I saw the difference and the result was just great. So you can either use a planner or you can use the calendar on your phone and just put down like dates of when things are due, what you have to get done, a to-do list or whatever it is that you feel like you can put in there to remind you. And also sometimes you can also set like your alarm to remind you of certain things. So what I love to do, or what I did, I still do so, which is what I'm saying. You can get these notepads. They have them, different sizes, different brands, different, models, whatever. And then you just write whatever it is that you need to get done. So you can do like to do, and you do like little check boxes, and you write whatever it is that you have to write. So as you get them done, you just check it off. And you can also write your dates and whatever it is that you need to do. You can also use these with this to just, give you like a quick reference if you want to just flip a page to something that, you need. And this comes in very handy. You can always have this on you in clinicals. You can put it in your pocket. You can take this everywhere with you. And just as you would your phone, if you don't want to, put too much information in there, this is always easy to get to. This always comes in very, very handy. So these are just some of the things that you can do that will help you with being organized. And the next thing I talk about, you will see how this comes in also with that, and I will bring in some of the points as I go on. So the next thing, tip number 2, is time management. Okay, so when I say time management, it's just knowing how to prioritize, knowing what to do, like in order of importance, if that makes sense. So let's say, when is my class due? What do I have to get done at this time? What is due before, you have this paper that's due, let's say, in 2 weeks, and you have a paper that's due in a few days. Just make sure that you start working on that paper that's due in a few days, instead of, wasting so much time on the paper that's due in 2 weeks. And then when you get to the paper that's due in a few days, you only have maybe a few hours left and you just rush through it. So time management is very, very important, because if you don't know how to manage your time, you always get stuck with doing stuff, and this will affect you in so many, many ways. And this is also where procrastination comes in. So do not be the type of person that procrastinates, especially in college. You don't want to do that, because this will affect your grades. This will get you very, very stressed out. And this is how people always go around and say, I cannot do it, I couldn't do it, or I didn't, I wasn't able to keep up, because they don't know how to manage their time. They're not well organized. And then in the middle, of the process, they get burnt out, they get, overwhelmed, they get stressed out, and then they just quit. Okay? Try not to be a quitter. Just always, you fall, you get up again. You fall, you get up again. Keep pushing until you get to what you want to do. Hit your goal. All right? Okay. So, with that said, when I say time management, let's say you have an exam on Monday, right? And then a few of your friends are about to go out, maybe to a party on Sunday or Saturday night. You have an exam, you have papers due, everything on Monday. And then you only have this weekend to get all these things done. All right? Yes, I'm not saying don't do stuff with your friends. Don't hang out with your family. This is not what I'm saying, okay? I know. I've been there, so I can only imagine. But you have to think about it this way. You go hang out You do what you have to do. You come back home late. You're exhausted. All you want to do is go to sleep, right? Yes. That's just what it is. You're tired. So instead of wasting a whole day going out, doing these things, it's part of having fun, yeah, but you have other things to do. Just tell your family, tell your friends, listen, guys, I really do want to get out. I really do want to do this. But because of, I have so much to do for school, I won't be able to make it this time. I really do apologize. If they love you, they support you, they'll understand. Okay? But make sure that you do what you have to do. Stay home or get out. I'll talk about that next. Get your work done. When I was in nursing school, I always used to have so much headaches, like bad, when I say severe headaches. There's so many nights that I cried myself to sleep, if I even could. I did cry myself to sleep so many nights just because I always, there are times when, even with all these tips, sometimes it's just so unbearable. You cannot keep up with the workload of certain things and you just get so stressed out. Even when I wasn't going out a lot, I wasn't hanging out too much with, my families and friends. There were just days when I still feel like I could not, catch up with all the work that I had to get done. And then I'll just, cry because I feel like I want to sleep, but I can't sleep because I need to get this done. All right? Which is why I'm telling you, do not procrastinate. Because even when you feel like you have time, there are certain things that you can't get done. So just imagine if you procrastinate and then you have just, a little leeway between, getting your work done. And then it's not good. Okay? So just do what you have to do. Get your work done so you can get some sleep. So you're not, emotionally stressed out, drained, worked up, whatever it is. And do that. So next thing I want to tell you is get out of the house. So this is also where time management comes in. If you are someone who can stay home and study, get your stuff done, you're not bothered by, let's say, family are there having a good old time and you want to be a part of the conversation and be a part of the fun, then it's okay. It works out. But I know I'm not that type of person. Like, you need to know your strengths, your weaknesses, and what works for you, what doesn't. So I know that when my family is home, they're having fun there. Once everybody comes home, I just drop whatever I'm doing and I just want to be there. Yeah. Even if you stay home and you want to study, for me, there was no way I would concentrate. So get out of the house if you can. Go to a public library. Use your school libraries. Go to a cafe, if it's Starbucks, whatever else they have around your neighborhood. Utilize these stuff. Take advantage. If you have to buy a cup of coffee, buy a cup of coffee and get a snack, get a cookie, whatever you have to get just to stay there. Because I know some of these places you can't just go sit in there without buying anything. Then they're looking at you like, okay. I remember when I was in school, we used to go to Barnes and Noble a lot with some of my friends, and we would sit there the whole day, and then we would only maybe get a cup of coffee or something, and this cup would be standing on the decks the whole day. And you'd see the staff coming around looking at us like, what are you even doing? You've been here all day. But there are some days when we would bring maybe our own stuff, but you can't. Starbucks is expensive, people. You can't keep buying this thing like several times. We were students, we were broke, we didn't have enough money to be spending so much on Starbucks. But yes, get out of the house, take advantage of these places and study. very hard. Do what you have to do. One of the advantages about going to these places is you can also use, especially if it's a band. I know some of the Barnes and Nobles around the country have shut down, but there's still a few that are open. So just check Google and see if you have any around you, and then you can go there. If it's, try to find the ones that sells test book. So if they sell test book, you don't have to buy a lot of test books. You can always go there. If someone tells you, hey, this test book is really good, get it, or this or that, just write it down. And make sure when you go to the Barnes and Noble, you look it up, whatever book it is. Try to, not to mess up their books. Don't spill anything in it. Excuse me. Read whatever you have to read, and then put the book back. This saves you a lot so that you don't have to buy so many textbooks, because these textbooks are very expensive. All right, so make sure that you do that as well. That will help you. And I felt like I was more productive when I left the house. I got so much work done when I was outside, especially when I went to like the school library, because if I had papers done, I don't just stay home and go to like maybe Google, just go to all these other websites that were not giving me the information that I needed. The school library a lot of times have these research databases that the school pays for. These schools spend so much money on these stuff, guys. So make sure you use them. All right, they come in handy. They have all the information that you need. They have a whole lot of stuff on nursing, articles, whatever you need, it's there. You just have to, if you don't know anything about it, you've not gotten any information about them, always make sure you ask your librarian, or you can ask your teachers to give you more information. Just ask them, log on. If you have to create a username, sometimes I know they ask for a school code or something, just to make sure that you're going to a school to use them, because the schools do pay for them. And then do that. That will also save you time. You go there, get what you need, and print it out. Go home, or stay in the library or whatever. Have the information with you. Read what you have to do. Gather all your resources to do your papers. Okay, so that helped out a lot when you also go to your school library. All right, so the other thing I want to talk about is make sure that you get into study groups. Yes, I know. If you are that person that are able to learn and read and do stuff on your own, it's totally fine. You don't have to have a study group. But this worked out for me. It worked out for a lot of my friends. I made sisters for life out of these groups. We cried together. We studied together. We laughed together. We ate together. We shared sandwiches together when we were so broke. We would go to like a deli store and buy sandwiches just to get through whatever we did, or whatever it is that we had to do to get through these days. We did it together. And it helps so much when you just have that someone. So if you just got into school, you don't have a friend, you don't have a study buddy, it's okay. Just take a look around. You would see, people that are really serious, so committed, so motivated to learn. You would know when you see these people. So just approach a couple and ask them if they're interested in having a study group, and you guys can form one. There's so many advantages. I know sometimes it can be stressful also if you don't meet the right people and if they're not willing to work with you. But this is not for school projects or group works. When you have those to do, you can't really get away from it because the teachers will assign you to a study group. But this is just so you can, have a study buddy, someone that you can, do stuff with and share responsibilities, so that it would help you save time and you will get a lot more done. All right. So one of the things that we did as a study group was we made what we call concept maps. So you can Google and see what concept maps looks like, but I can put a picture. I try to print it, but for some reason I wasn't able to, so I can show you guys. But I will put a picture towards the end, so you just get an idea what a concept map is. So let's say if you want to talk about, let's say, kidney failure, right? So you would write kidney failure, and then you would write acute, chronic, and then you would break it down, and then you would write what are the, the causes of kidney failure, what are the signs and symptoms, what are the treatments, what are the diagnostic testing, things like that. And then you just list them all on one paper, so that way if you're a visual learner, this will also help you out. That way when you open it up, you can already just see everything, and this gives you a broader picture of what everything is and how you can put it all together. This was so helpful for me, guys. Oh my God, when we did this, I was like, whoo. So you would tell everybody to do a different, diagnosis or topic or disease process or whatever it is that you guys are working on at the time, and then you all put it together. You can type it up, make it look nice and neat, really put time into this, because this is information that you're going to share with your friends. So when you bring it out to them, you want to be able to present it in a way that they'll understand without them going into the textbook and reading it on their own. This is the whole purpose, the point of doing these concept maps. So really make sure when you're doing it, tell your friends, guys, really make sure that you put your, everything in this. Make sure you get the information that we really need, because that way we want to make sure when we look at your concept map, we get everything that we need about that without having to go dig up on our own. If you have time, sometimes you have to do that too. But that helped out a lot. So the other thing that we did also was when it came to clinicals, we would get together, go to the lab, and also even before clinicals, if you have, let's say, biology classes, science classes, you can, have study groups also for these classes, and you all go to the lab and then you practice together. For nursing, you go to your skills lab and then you practice all your skills. Sometimes you need someone to be there. So if you have a study group, it's easier. You don't have to stress yourself about finding someone to come with you. So you go there as a group, you all practice, you use each other as your patients, and then you just go through the whole thing as if you are in your clinical settings. So that way when you get to clinicals, you're so comfortable in doing what you and going over your skills. I don't know what nursing schools you go to, but the nursing school that I went to, it was so stressful. I know a lot of nursing schools are, so this is just not even. So it was clinicals was like a big part of our program. You had to make sure that you have these skills down pat. So anyway, to me, I feel like a lot of these skills you get them, you become perfect once you get out in the field practicing. But for our school, you had to know them, you had to get it done. I mean, it helps out a lot when you get out, because it makes you feel so comfortable in doing, working and stuff, because you already know, you're familiar, even though it's still different because now you're in the real world. But it was just like they would fail you for whatever, little mistake that you made, which I think didn't call for, because we were only learning, we were in training. Like, this is not what we do, we're not professionals, we were just learning. So I don't think it makes sense to fail somebody in clinicals for something they're just learning to do. But anyway, that's a whole story for another day. So that helped a lot. All right, so just use some of these tips that I have mentioned, and but for me, these were what really worked out, and then I used all these tips to help me throughout my program. Okay, if I have left out anything, or if there's a nurse out there watching this and you also have tips that helped you out, you can please drop it down in the comments below so that viewers can read it and have an idea of what to do to help them out. We need more nurses. We're encouraging everyone. If this is what you want to do, come on board and join this wonderful profession, okay? There's so many sacrifices you have to make, but you just need to work hard, stay focused, and keep your eye on the prize. It can be done. People have done it. We all did it, and you can do it. There's I know there's so many hurdles you have to, you know, jump. There's so many challenges that you have to go through, but you can do it. All right, this is why I'm doing this YouTube, to share my experiences and to encourage someone. If I can make a difference in the life of one person, I feel like I have achieved my goal. All right, I thank you so much for watching this video. Share it, comment, like, and please subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on another video. All right, thank you so much again, and please continue to support my channel. Bye.